Have you ever fallen to your knees in the silence of the night, looking up at the stars, pleading, "Just give me a sign"? Have you whispered into the darkness, "Why hasn't anything changed?" Even though you have done it all, the affirmations, the mantras, the vision boards, the full moon rituals, still nothing shifts. It feels like the universe has gone quiet, completely. And in that silence, something starts to ache, not just in your heart, but in your soul. If you've ever been there, but you are not alone. This feeling, this quiet agony is more common than you think. So many of us have been taught a simple equation: more effort equals more transformation. Hustle, heal, push harder, fix yourself, and maybe, just maybe, you'll finally arrive at the life you've been dreaming of. But what if that entire mindset, the do more, be more, manifest harder of philosophy, is the very thing holding you back? Carl Jung, the mirror of the modern soul, and one of the great architects of depth psychology, offered a radically different truth, a truth that defies everything we're taught about growth. He said, what you resist not only persists, it grows. And real transformation does not come from striving. It comes from surrender. Let that sink in. This isn't a video about grinding harder, checking more boxes, or faking positivity to please the universe. This is about something much deeper, something that may sound counterintuitive at first. It's about doing nothing, but not the kind of nothing that stems from giving up, the kind of nothing that demands trust. Radical trust. Before we go deeper, take a moment. Breathe. Feel the air fill your lungs. Feel the stillness behind your thoughts. If your soul is craving depth, craving truth, craving something real, this space is for you. Subscribe to Cypheria, where we explore reflections like this one. Because sometimes what you need isn't more answers, it's a better question. Now let's begin. In today's hyper-stimulated world where everyone's shouting, hustle harder, think positive, take massive action, we're rarely told a quieter truth. Healing doesn't come from control, it comes from communion. Communion with yourself, with your soul, with the parts of you that you've buried beneath years of striving. Carl Jung believed that the unconscious is constantly speaking to us, constantly guiding. But here's the problem. We rarely slow down enough to hear it. You might be saying, I want love, I want peace, I want abundance. But beneath your conscious desires, there may be a quieter, more wounded voice whispering, I don't deserve it. I'm not enough. I'll only get hurt again. And guess what? The universe doesn't respond to your words. It responds to your energy. It mirrors not your affirmations, but your vibrations. Jung said, until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. So instead of trying harder to fix what feels broken, what if you paused and asked, what part of me still believes I'm not already whole? Because that's where real transformation begins. Not in changing your outer life, but in changing how you see yourself. We often misinterpret delays as rejection. A relationship didn't work out, a job didn't happen, a dream fell flat, and we think I'm being punished. I'm not worthy. I'm cursed. But what if that delay is not punishment? What if the universe isn't denying you, it's reflecting you? Let me say that again. The universe doesn't deny, it mirrors. You may be doing the rituals, repeating the mantras, lighting the candles. But if your nervous system is flooded with fear, with shame, with self-doubt, then your frequency is screaming louder than your words. And the universe listens, not to what you say, but to who you are. You're not being punished, you're being shown. And the mirror doesn't lie. True alignment can't be faked. It can't be forced. It's not about how many affirmations you recite, it's about how many false beliefs you release. It begins the moment you stop trying to prove your worth and start remembering it. And that begins with the most radical act of all, doing nothing. I know, that sounds terrifying, especially in a world that idolizes movement, productivity, effort. But intentional stillness is not laziness. It's spiritual rebellion. It's saying to the universe, I am no longer begging, I am becoming. This is the path of individuation, Jung's word, for the lifelong process of becoming whole. Not perfect, whole. Wholeness doesn't arrive through relentless effort. It's born in the quiet moments between the efforts, the sacred pauses, the gaps in striving, the stillness where your soul finally has space to breathe. Letting go isn't weakness. It's not failure. It's not surrendering your dream. It's surrendering the illusion that you must chase, prove, earn your place. If this reflection is stirring something inside you, pause. Let yourself feel it. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to Cyphoria. This isn't just a YouTube channel. It's a sacred mirror, a reminder, a homecoming. Now here's where the real shift happens. You stop forcing, you stop chasing, you simply sit. And then nothing happens. No miracle, no voice from the clouds, no angelic sign, just quiet. And your mind screams, this isn't working. This is a waste. Nothing is changing. But Jung had a name for this moment. He called it the creative void, the in-between, the space where the old self has died, but the new self hasn't arrived. It feels empty. It feels like failure. But in truth, it is sacred. It's the womb of your becoming. Most people run from this void. They panic. They quit. They go back to what's familiar. But those who stay, who breathe through it, discover something extraordinary. Your nervous system starts to recalibrate. Your energy starts to realign. Your psyche begins to receive what you once had to chase. Not because you earned it, but because you became ready. Jung's greatest insight wasn't about fixing yourself. It was about remembering yourself. Remembering the truth buried beneath the noise. You were never meant to chase your worth. You were meant to awaken to it. The healing, the love, the clarity. They're not rewards, they're returns to what was always yours. So stop, breathe, let go. Let the version of you that clings dissolve. Let the silence speak. Let the mirror show you what's been waiting all along. Because the truth is, you already are what you've been searching for. If this message touched something deep inside you, leave a comment, I choose alignment. Let the others reading know they're not walking this path alone. And remember, Cyphoria is more than a channel. It's a mirror, a sanctuary, a place to return to yourself. Until next time, stay soft, stay still, and trust. Because sometimes doing nothing is the most powerful thing you'll ever do.